for him so that he can set me up for a gank. However, he does not, so that's a big mistake, and this is something you want to look out for. You really want to just start setting your teammates up for a gank. Next thing I would like you to know is that about 10 seconds earlier, you'll see how far back he's playing, even though he's by his tower. A thing that a lot of players will do mentally without even realizing is that when they're playing safe and they know they don't have teammates, they'll play very far back. However, randomly, they'll start playing up forward, and the reason behind this is because generally they have teammates who can gank for them, and that's the reason why they're playing up so forward now, even though nothing in the lane has changed. So you'll notice that once I ping, this guy is going to start playing a lot more aggressively. So, okay, well, I pinged a little bit before that, so you didn't see on the minimap, but I pinged, and that's why he's starting to play a lot more aggressively. Next thing is I also send my illusion middle, and that's just a little microing so that I can fool him, and if you pay attention very carefully, you'll also see that it actually does fool the flux in the minimap, and he pings, so he feels a lot safer right now, and it causes these guys to play very far forward again. So yeah, there's just the illusion. I go in, I shell surf, and I ult. I immediately just choose the Magnus right here because he's a lot easier to kill than a Pharaoh, but for some reason my Plague Rider wants to kill the Pharaoh. But it's alright because we'll probably get the kill on these guys anyways. And my shell surf is up, I shoot the shell surf, I attack, and then I just go and attack him again, and he does get the kill. But that's alright. So we'll continue. And in this, I know that the Pharaoh is pretty low and he's probably hiding somewhere here, so I decide to go in and I shell surf in. I use my Song and Sea, attack him again, and then I get creep walked a little right there, and I ran a very terrible way, by the way. I should have ran around, so that was my fault that I died, and that would be a very bad gank because you never want to dive and then die. But if I had planned that out a little bit better, I would have just run around and then I would have gotten out. So that would have been the better choice. So we're just going to continue forward because that guy's definitely not going to die. And I think I just go back middle, so I'm just going to wait for me to go middle. And actually I don't, I teleport bottom. So right here, right as I respawn, I have map awareness, and map awareness is something that you want to really perfect on, and you want to become second nature. And what that is map awareness is being aware of the map, just like it sounds. With map awareness, the more you do it and force yourself to do it, the more it'll come naturally. And with this, I see that the Plague Rider is dead, or sorry, not dead, dying, and he looks like he's in a very grave situation. So I decide that right as I spawn, you can still see that I'm regenerating my mana. I quickly buy a teleportation stone, and then I TP. I also am able to finish off my boots into treads, or steam boots, sorry, Dota terms, steam boots, before I buy my TP. So that is something that's going to help me out in these ganks right now, because without them I might not be able to get the kill, and every little bit matters. I also pick up another homecoming stone while I'm teleporting in, and the reason behind this is because, oh, I teleport right there, and the reason behind this is because if I might not have another opportunity to gank this side lane and get a teleportation stone or homecoming stone, so I might as well pick one up right now. And also I might be able to use that out of sticky situations where I'm like pushed up somewhere over here for some reason and I'm ganking and I need to get out with a quick escape, or if I gank this lane and then I need to instantly go and gank this lane. But yeah, you're right, there is a cooldown, so I can't do that, but mainly for the other reasons. So I shoot my shell surf in, and the reason why I go on top of this guy is because I instantly see that he is level 4, and being level 7, I put out a lot of damage with my nukes. So I decide to go in, just start attacking him, and actually he decides to use his steam bath. Wow, I blinked out there. Steam bath. And with this, looking back at this, I realize now that when I shell surf in, I could have used my ult a little bit better, or my Song at a Sea. I probably should have shell surfed in, used my ult, and then if he tried to stun out, he would get stunned from my ult, and then I could be able to kill him, and when he steam bath, I'd still have my Song of the Sea to use, rather than shooting it all in one short burst. So that would have been a lot smarter, and this whole situation right here where I'm running around like a turtle with my head cut off would have been avoided. So right here, while I'm kiting this guy, I decided to instantly start drinking my bottle. This bottle is going to really help me out later for that extra HP and mana that I need for survivability, since this is obviously a very tight situation and I will need as much HP as I can get. So I attack him, he pulls me in, and this Magnus actually tries to go back for the stun, and he gets away with a little HP. And I'm a really big noob right here. I actually don't see that this Flux is at such low HP that I could have shot him once and then shell surfed, but I'm pretty sure he's going to die to this creep wave anyway, so it works out in my favor because I'm very lucky. The next thing is that this guy has his stun, and well, I did not even know, but it's level 1, so that's not going to be able to kill me. I would have died if it, right there, I would have probably died if it was level 2, but lucky for me, he didn't level it up. I attack him, and then I again drink my bottle so that I will survive this auto attack right there, and if this one does happen to hit me, I'll be able to survive that. So drinking my bottle, I live with 40 HP, and that works out for me, and this guy does get away. So yeah, I did make a lot of mistakes, and players that have higher MMRs do still make mistakes, and there's things that I could always work on and improve on. And that's the thing that I'd also like to talk about is mentality. When it comes to having a good mentality, that is probably one of the best features in a HoN player that I see. A lot of players I see are often pretty high ranked players, and not all the time, but sometimes they're good players. Regardless of how they actually play, moving on to their mentality, not all of them have a great mentality. So with that in mind, a lot of them will often rage and yell and scream into their mic, or like why didn't you do this, or something, or it's never my fault. Well, sometimes it is their fault, or sometimes it isn't their fault. A better mentality would be to ask yourself, what could I have done a little bit better in this situation? Could I have done a little bit better? Is it actually, is there something I could have done to improve? How can I improve myself? Because obviously you're not going to be able to change someone else by screaming at them, and you're not going to be able to change someone else because you don't ever want to play with them, and you're not going to teach them anyway, so there's no reason to try and talk to them. Of course, I'm not disapproving of team communication, but there's no reason to cry over spilt milk is basically what it is. So in this, I see how much I could have improved, and I'm constantly improving even though I am at 1900 rating. So in this, I decide to actually go and die. Well, I got outplayed. Alright, well, I'm not really sure what I was doing there. I vaguely remember I was looking somewhere at top so that I could get a kill, but, whatever. Stuff happens. Always be aware of your surroundings, and always be vigilant, because I could have definitely avoided that situation. So we're going to go talk about another gank. A gank is currently happening at top lane, where my team is being dived by their team. And whenever dives happen, you always want to be on top of helping your teammates out, and always carrying a teleportation stone or homecoming stone is the most important key. A thing that if you've ever played League of Legends before, lol, yeah, you can laugh, but if you've ever played League of Legends before, you highly rely on your tower to defend you when people tower dive, which means that you always know that there's going to be your tower there, so you always have that sense of security. However, with HoN, since it is a much higher skill-based game, you can't always rely on the tower, since the tower doesn't do as much damage, and someone with full HP could obviously dive you pretty easily and get out with still maybe half HP or more. And with that said, you always have to, you're relying on your team, and you're relying with how great their map awareness is. So in this, since I am dead, I have time to look around anyways, so it doesn't take great map awareness on my part, but I do see that something's happening. So again, I'm very quick with buying my homecoming stone, and I get out there to help out my teammate as fast as possible. I shoot off my shell surf, which hits the Valkyrie, no, the Valkyrie's on my team, sorry. Hits the Kraken, and then I teleport to it and I hit him with Song in the Sea and finish him off. I then go back to help out my teammate who's orange, or not orange, who's being killed by orange right now. In this, I instantly see that 1, this Pharaoh is 1 level higher, and 2, you'll notice that he uses his mana battery. So just watch for the mana battery right here. See how he uses his mana battery? With my map awareness, I actually didn't notice the level. I noticed the mana battery, by the way. I noticed that he uses mana battery. So I can instantly figure out which illusion it is, or not which one the real Pharaoh is, and I instantly go to that Pharaoh rather than wasting a couple auto attacks on the illusion Pharaohs, because again, every little detail counts. So I instantly attack the top Pharaoh. Okay, I know. Just kidding. Well, the rest die anyways, but I knew which one it was. I guess that wasn't a very good demonstration, but at least you understand the thought process behind it. So, we're going to continue pushing the lane, and now that we know that they just had an unsuccessful gank, we can start pressuring the top lane, since we're all there anyways, but we can start pressuring the top lane so that either 1, they have to defend it, or 2, they have to let it go. And whenever it comes to getting ganks, usually you want to instantly go and start counter pushing, because 1, not only do you want to make them have the pressure of losing gold from them dying, giving up EXP to you guys, but you also want to have the pressure of them having to constantly defend while they're not ready, while their spells are on cooldown, or while they're, you know, I've run out of things to say, creative things to say. Yeah, just ignore that last bit. But anyway, so we're gonna just continue pushing top, and I'm just gonna not use my shell surf in here. Alright, so I see that there's a Kraken right here, and right now he's pretty out of position. The first reason I can deduct from this is because 1, he's running away from there, which means that he's probably in a very bad position, so I can assume that he has no teammates there, or assume that he's not in a position no, I can't assume that he doesn't have teammates there, but assuming that he doesn't want to be in that position because he's running away, and through that assumption I'm able to guess that probably if he did have teammates there, it wouldn't be sufficient to take on my team. So that's why he is starting to run. I get in my easy auto attacks, and you'll notice that I did pick up my take cover, so I'm kind of happy about that. I get in a couple more auto attacks, harass a little, because every little bit counts. The reason I did shell surf was because if you look right here, I was able to get some creep kills, and I was able to get a harass in. And doing this early before an actual gank happens really helps out your team, because the other team doesn't go into the fight completely healed, and you're kind of just wearing them down. This is a technique that you should probably always do if you have long range nukes like mine as Bubbles, or as like Plague Rider, anything like that. Generally wearing the other team down before going into a full-fledged team fight is the best idea to do that. So as you can see, we didn't initiate right there, and he is already at a little bit above half HP, so we're at a pretty good advantage right now. So I do decide to ult right there. It was a very late ult, and I should have done it a little bit earlier, but I saw that I could get 3. I shoot off my shell surf right around here to try and get that kill, and what actually ends up happening right there is I think I get pulled in when I try and use my my shell to go teleport to my shell and to kill that Kraken. So I actually didn't get it off, but to be honest, if that doesn't disjoint, then I'm almost positive I'm just bad and I missed it, and I messed that up. So right here you can see that I'm messing up pretty badly, and again, work on what you can improve on. I decided to just run back because I can't help out my team, and that was a very poor initiation on my part. I think I believed I actually had